What's going on, everybody? Brandon from Escape the Rumors. We are in New York City at PanIQ Room, and we've been here before, but we played 2 games in the past, but we're playing the last 2 games that we have not played here, which is
Moonshine Madness and Guardian of Gotham.
And by the way, this is Monica. She's the manager here at this location. How are you?
Hi, everyone. I'm doing good. Thank you.
Thanks for having us. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
You definitely made it very PanIQ Room in terms of the lobby design. It looks amazing.
Thank you.
The ambiance, the lighting, the decor, and I see you have some games available for people to check out while they're waiting. So I gotta ask you, when did you guys open, or when did you take over?
So essentially, I started out with Clue Chase. So I'd been here for a little over 2.5 years in total. PanIQ Room first inquired about taking over Clue Chase in April of 2023. So it has been a little over a year now. We officially became PanIQ Room on June 1st of 2023. So it's very new, but yeah, it's been a crazy year. We've made quite a few changes since we were Clue Chase. And it's been a lot of fun.
And as far as PanIQ Room, this is the only location you're going to be able to play these 4 games.
Yes.
So I got to ask you, which one seems to be the most popular? Which is the one that players are booking most frequently?
Oh, 100%. I would say Houdini's Workshop is our go-to. It's our most difficult game. It takes place in the workshop of Harry Houdini on the day of his death, and it's a lot of fun. There were actual magicians that were consulted when we were building the room. So the cool thing about that is that there's actual magic tricks that are intertwined with the puzzles in the room. So,
we vaguely remember some of that experience, but yeah.
That's also the most fun room to run, in my opinion, because seeing everyone's faces at the end when the final magic trick takes place is always so much fun. So I personally love running that room, but that and Pirates of the Bermuda Triangle, I would say those 2 are probably our top sellers. It's hard to choose a favorite, though, for me personally, because I consider them all kind of like to be my children.
Yeah, I love them all.
Yes. Yeah, but Pirates is a lot of fun, too. On our website, it says that Houdini is the most difficult, but there's the most to do in there.
Right.
So that's typically what we recommend for larger groups. But the puzzles in Pirates of the Bermuda Triangle, I would say, are more difficult. But like you mentioned, you will not find our rooms anywhere else. They are all just specifically here at this unit, which is really cool.
Okay, well, stay tuned for trailers inside Guardians of Gotham and Moonshine Madness.
Yes.
But could we get a sneak peek inside of the ones you just mentioned?
Yes, of course.
Right. Well, let's check it out. I wish I was not big, but because I'm already like 5'10", but I wish I can get out of any escape room and play escape rooms all day long. And I could make a wish. I've heard when you make a wish with Zoltar, it does come true. But what happened to Monica? Hold on, let me put a coin in the slot. Maybe I can speak with Zoltar. Zoltar!
Hi, hello there.
All right, it's not Zoltar, but it is Monica. Oh, wow, this is amazing. So we are in Houdini's Workshop, and yeah, we played this game before in the past. Check out our YouTube link up here or over there, and you'll see sneak peeks inside of more of this room. All right, I have to ask you, do you still game master?
I do, yes.
Okay.
I actually love game mastering. I think part of the reason I got into it, and maybe this sounds a little silly, but I find people watching to be fascinating, and especially with the rooms, the way different people think and the way groups do things differently is fascinating. Kind of like a video game that you're playing.
Right, watching people's process and the way that they come to conclusions. Yeah, absolutely. So I gotta ask you, when you're watching them on the camera in the room, is there any story you can share with us of what you've seen them do in the room, crazy or interesting, anything you want to share?
There have been groups who have gotten intimate in the rooms. I will say one thing that we commonly see in this room, we have a dummy here who is one of the first puzzles involves him. Most groups like to take his clothes off, and I point out during intros too, there's nothing silly hiding underneath there, please don't.
The guy's been tortured enough already. I mean, come on, guys. It's, you know, unless you are curious about the the human body.
In our Pirates of the Bermuda Triangle room, there was actually a group of teenage boys who went in there and started doing a rap circle. So they took out their phone and put on a beat, and then they all started rapping.
A cipher inside of the Pirates. Okay, yeah, that's a new one. We have not heard that before. Something I would totally do, but but I'm trying to get out, like, you know. Monica, I'm about to wrap up the session, but I got to hit you up with a couple more questions. And we're not gonna battle. We're just gonna continue the interview here. We're getting along. We got to get out of this room.
That was a good one, though. That was a good ride.
Hey, I try.
Yeah.
All right, so I gotta know, what is your favorite escape room? Oh, I'm sorry, it doesn't have to be a favorite. Give a shout out to one that you've played. It could be anywhere in the world, preferably the name of the company and the game. What was one that stood out for you?
Can I give 2 shout outs? Or just one?
Sure, we can let you do. Yeah, 2 is fine.
Okay. Amazing. So first and foremost, I really want to give a shout out to the Escape game. I know they're all over the world, but their staff in New York City are so kind.
Absolutely.
One of their game masters, I believe his name is John. He is wonderful. He used to work at the Manhattan location, is now at the Brooklyn location. So if you can get John as your game master, 10 out of 10.
We'll see what happens. That's our next, well, not our next stop, but in a couple of days.
Yes, and then their manager, Sam, in Manhattan, she's wonderful. So their production design, I always have been in awe of. Am I allowed to do spoilers or no?
No. Well, I can always edit. We'll see how far we go with this. But which game are you talking about?
Prison Break.
Okay, one of my favorites.
Yes, I was just totally, especially from a business perspective, awestruck when in the beginning I'm like, that is so cool.
That's definitely coming out. But yes, you do something where you actually are still immersed and you would actually do in the situation. But
I don't want to spoil, but there essentially is something that you do in the beginning of the room. I've never been in prison, but from seeing movies and TV shows,
heard of things.
Yes, I've heard of things, but it's just so immersive in that regard.
Okay.
And speaking of immersive, this is a newer escape room that is in Brooklyn, Mystic Rooms, and they have 2 rooms right now.
You have to pick one, Montauk or Ghostlight. Which one?
I'll pick Ghostlight because I always talk about Montauk. They're both spectacular, but Ghostlight, especially for me, was someone who loves old Hollywood, and that whole era was just so cool. The puzzles in there were so unique, unlike any puzzles that I have seen ever before. It was just so, the entire time I was captivated. That was one of the fastest hours of my life, and the people who work there are so cool. So Mystic Room in Brooklyn and
the Escape game. Yeah, check our description down below for links for our visit there and sneak peeks inside of the room, and also what we thought of those games as well. All right, any news for PanIQ Room New York City that you'd like to share? Anything coming up that you'd like to promote?
Well, we do have new intro videos that will be dropping soon.
Okay.
So that's very exciting. It's actually, we have a lot of people on our staff who have background in theater and acting, so making those videos was so much fun, and I think it's going to make the experience a lot more immersive too. So that's kind of been my passion project for the past 2 months. So we're also in the process of making a new kind of big intro video. So,
we're excited for that, yeah.
Yes.
All right, well, I think I know the answer to this last question, but we want to know something more about you, other outside of Panic Room, like a talent, a secret hobby you like to do, anything you like to share.
Ooh, it's so funny because typically when I'm asked this question, I always say that I love doing escape rooms. So
now we're flipping it.
Other facet of my life, but I know I mentioned it before. I went to film school, so I am like a movie encyclopedia. It's extremely annoying for my family and friends.
I think you and I need to have a battle. I'm also a movie encyclopedia.
Yes.
I'm like a trivia king when it comes to.
Oh, so. I am really into movie trivia. I also am just really into history in general. I'm kind of like.
You got me beat there. Yeah. I'm not such a history buff.
Kind of movie buff.
Okay.
But yeah, I love watching movies. Like if it were possible, I would watch movies all day, every day. I go to the movie theater multiple times a week. AMC A-list. Love it. Yes.
Well, hey, Monica, thank you so much for having us.
You.
If you guys have not guessed, we were standing inside of Pirates of the Bermuda Triangle.
Yes.
Decor and all. Make sure you check out our website, ESCAPETHEROOMers.com, so you know what we thought of the 2 games that we played here today. And also check back on their website for updates. Give us a like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you know what to expect when you get to these locations, the lobby, what it looks like, the decor, meeting these people and their fantastic stories of the behind the scenes, and also sneak peeks inside of the rooms if they'll let us, usually they do. And yeah, you won't be disappointed. This is Panic Room in New York City. Yes. Peace out.
Left for me to use, 1 hit left for me to move. Time is running out, gotta figure something out.